everybody? We are gonna do this. We're doing this. We're doing it. What is up, Fared and Moto? MNH Twud 2 Kirk, how you doing? Vulcan Dude, how you doing? Brian, aka Gata, how you doing? Serena, yeah, I saw the video. That sucks. This is why we wear full gear. Thankfully, you're able to walk away from that. Thankfully. That's crazy though. That was pretty crazy. So what is up, everybody? We're gonna be going over some motorcycle crashes. So we got these crashes kind of set up right here. I'm just going to maximize that. I watched a little bit, not much. I didn't watch all of it, but we're gonna be going over those types of crashes, kind of like what I do every day. Like today's video is actually very popular, so kind of like that what we're doing today. But the beauty of the live stream, especially if you're catching this on the restream or the rebroadcast, is that this is mainly for those that are live. So once you guys hear, you can ask questions, you can do all those things, and it's just a lot of fun that way. When it's just the video itself, it's kind of like a one-dimensional, like I'm giving this to you, hey, watch this, and you guys watch it and comment. At least with this, it's like a back and forth. So guys, ask your questions. You know, please in the chat whenever you see something that you point out, like you do your own accident scene analysis, do your own hazard perception, and please write it in the comments. It's going to help other people. And if you do have a question, guys, don't worry about the question if you feel like it's not, you know, a good question or whatever. Every question's fine. If I see it, I'll answer it. But most of the time I'm focused on the actual video, so we're going to kind of just jump right into it. If you like what we're doing here, though, you know, if you like the stream, if you like all the stuff that I do, please consider becoming a patron. Patreon is the place that is one of the bigger places to support. But as you can tell with Kirk and Andrew Diaz, how you doing, man? They have mustaches and beards next to their names, and what that is a YouTube membership. So you click that little money sign at the bottom of the chat, and you can actually join up as a member. You get a bunch of cool stuff. You guys actually got the members got to see today's video yesterday, and then patrons, the $20 senior crew members, got to see tomorrow's video yesterday. So it's really cool. It's really cool. I get to share a lot of stuff. So what's up, Synchronized 365? How you doing? I'm doing great. Andrew Diaz, love the Q&A. So guys, yeah, please write in the comments or in the chat whatever it is you want to write, and then hopefully I'll be able to answer those questions. But before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button on this video, please. So let's go ahead and watch this first one. It's going to be like our warm-up. Oh. His hands. I think there's a little bit more. Okay, so I turned down your guys' audio because it gets a little nutty, a little bit loud, and it's mainly just loud noises. And so we're gonna be jumping into this. So you got your rock form mount, put it on last week, dude. I'm glad. Tell me if you like it. Yeah, I know we had that full conversation, but I absolutely love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Jason, how you doing? Techno, taking the ARC on Friday. Nice. I have next month, the end of next month, I have the Total Control ARC2. So I'm super excited about that. But we're gonna jump into this one. So what happened is this guy right here, he's gonna get kind of too close, get a little bit freaked out by the car driver up front. So he's going to apply a lot of rear brake, and his rear tire is going to slide out from underneath him. So there's that rear tire slide. So when we watch our these videos that I keep posting, and we talk about the rear tire sliding out, you know, like what does it look like from the rider's perspective? So you have your handlebars and the bike is sliding to the side. So this is actually a good visual reference for that, but from a different perspective. So you see how that tire is sliding way out that way, but then the handlebars are still pointed front? That is the rear tire locking up and sliding. So if you just apply way too much rear brake, it's just going to lock the tire. It's not going to grab the ground and stop you. It's going to lock the tire, and it's going to skid across and start wearing out a certain spot on that tire. So this is what it looks like, and then this is what can happen if you do not correct it. So you have a passenger falling down, definitely getting severely injured. And when I say severe, guys, when I say severe injured, There's a difference between like you're walking or running and you trip and fall. That is like a minor injury. But then when you are, you know, going at speed, let's say even on a bicycle, and then you fall off the bike, like a bicycle, there's a good chance that you can break your collarbone. You can break a few bones. And then now we're adding in speed on a motorcycle on top of something that you could get on a road bike, and pretty much anything and everything at moving speed, whether it's 5 miles an hour or more, it's considered severe. You might be able to walk away with a few things, or less than a few things, because you have gear on, so that's where you're starting to mitigate a lot of your stuff. But then if you are tripping and falling and doing all this stuff on a bike, it's going to be severe. It's going to be severe. So right here we have him moving forward, and his helmet is not even secure. If you notice how his helmet just fell off, his helmet's not secure. And you're going to have some issues if you continue to tumble. So let's say the helmet fell off the first hit, but let's say he's going to go ahead and keep rolling, and then he hits his head again. So this is one of those reasons why we definitely need to have it secured. This guy right here, the rider himself, we're going to have some issues with his hands. So he doesn't have any gloves, but you see how you put your hands out naturally to stop yourself? So this is the point where he touches, but his momentum is going to keep driving him. So then you're going to get road rash. So you got first degree, second degree, third degree, and even fourth degree road rash, just like first through fourth degree burns. So he's going to have at minimum first degree road rash. So he's still sliding. You notice how he's still sliding. So he's going to have first degree or second degree road rash on your hands. And when you have any type of burns to your hands, feet, face, anything circumferential, so around the body, there's a few things that you're going to have is the critical burns. So with his hands being road rashed, that's considered a critical burn. So he's going to have massive trauma to his hands, and that's going to not allow him to work with his hands. And it's not necessarily work, but I mean, imagine living your life without having, you have to take a shower, you have to, go to the bathroom, you got to wipe your butt, all these different things, you got to take care of things. You can't do that for possibly 2 to 8 weeks because your hands are all torn up. So this is another reason why you should be wearing gloves, guys. Synchronized 365, has there ever been a moment where you're riding where you're driving your bike and saw an accident where you potentially saved someone from death? Maybe a crew question. There's been a few times where I was driving. So it's more specifically, there's most recent one was a couple years ago. I was driving from Yuma to Tucson for my interview to get on the department down here, and there was a rollover accident. I pulled over, rendered aid to the husband and wife. The car was completely totaled. It was demolished. I was doing all the primary care for both patients, and the husband, he had some chest trauma, but he was doing fine. The wife, I mean, this is an elderly couple. The wife was repeating her questions every 5 to 10 minutes. Where am I? What happened? And when, hey, Ron, thank you for becoming a YouTube member, man. Thank you so much. And when EMS showed up, I mean, it's so far away. They even asked me, because it was a volunteer fire department, I had the highest level of training. They asked me, what is it that we should do? Do we want ambulance or helicopter? What would you pick? And I chose to have a helicopter for her and then an ambulance for him. And it turns out she did have a brain bleed. I called her son with her phone. With my phone. And I talked to him and let him know what's happening, so where they can meet her. And I got a call like 2-3 months later from her saying that she had a brain bleed, and she was very thankful that I stopped to help. So yeah, there's been a few situations like that. I don't think she would have died. There was plenty of people to help out, but it's always good to be able to help out other people. And with the training that you guys can get through accident scene management. Oh, Delta Shade with the 50 doll hairs. With the $50. Thank you so much. That is a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What's up, X-Ray 88? So what I was trying to say is that if you guys get some type of training outside of just motorcycling, like accident scene management. And that can be applied to a car driver, a motorcycle rider, a bicyclist, your kid jumping off a trampoline, breaking the arm. You know what I mean? All these different things. So it's always good to have. Yeah, that's more than a super sticker. Exactly. That's crazy. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys so much. Guys, if you would like to support the channel, this is another way of doing it outside of the super chat and the super stickers and becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Hey, Ron, make sure you type something in the chat. I want to see that mustache, bro. So we're going to jump into this one. It looks like it's going to be a lane filtering situation. This is something that I've covered on the channel through some videos, but I don't think I covered this one yet. Oh, there it is. What is up, Robert? How you doing, man? Always good to see you. Are you home yet? Are you safe? You home safe? Or are you still out riding around, dude? Guys, if you don't know this Robert brah, you got your iron butt, right? You just got the iron butt. Were you able to make it? But yeah, I met him in person finally. Thank you so much for the Guardian Bell and the challenge coin, dude. The challenge coin is sick. So Robert over here, I have it right here on my desk. Robert over here sent me a challenge, or came over and gave me a challenge coin. It's hard for you guys to see, but it's an Indians motorcycle San Diego, and then I got the number 52. And it's like, it has an FTR, and it looks like a Springfield or a Chief. No, it's a Springfield, I think. And it's a badass challenge. It's heavy. I love it, dude. Just making sure you're making it around pretty safe. But awesome support, dude. Awesome support. I love it. Got home last week. 100. Dude, that's crazy, man. That is insane. That is insane. Absolutely crazy. And I know Scott De Leon right here. You're probably watching this, and you're like, understanding everything. So anyways, we're gonna go over this and kind of what happened. So what I see here is he's lane filtering, so everyone's moving over. They're doing a good job, and I think might be Europe, because this is a different type of plate. In other countries where this is standard, people move over. People are okay with this. People are fine with the lane filtering because it's been part of the culture for so long. So this is where I'm starting to find some problems when it comes to the United States, because California, it's been part of the culture for so long, but still we got a lot of angry people. We have a lot of entitled people. And then in Utah, just passed, they're going to have some growing pains. But everywhere else in the country, it's not legal. So if we're starting to lane filter and the culture says let's not do that, or we don't have the other car drivers aren't used to it, they're not going to move over. In fact, they're probably going to hit you. They're going to start doing all these different things, and we're going to start having problems. So I highly recommend you do not lane filter unless it's legal. Not because, you know, it's illegal. No, it's because other car drivers aren't going to be looking for you. So we're going to have this situation right here. Let's go ahead and scroll back just a little bit. I want you guys to see that he's just going to go straight, and he's just accepting the fact that other car drivers are kind of seeing him because they're moving off to the side, but never fall under that false security right there. So what's happening here is that he's going to not recognize the hazard pulling out in front of him, which is going to be turning to the right. It's going to merge into him. And you don't see any type of evasive maneuvers. He barely saw, and he maybe started to evaluate, and then he crashed. You guys need to be seeing, evaluating, executing. So what happened here is he literally didn't do anything. Did not do anything and just ran right into the vehicle. Yeah, so the Andrew Diaz, the classroom availability is spotty. I'm working with some of the people. I might be doing a Vegas trip in January to work with some of the guys back in Vegas that I did last time. I really want to do something here locally, but I'm going to see what I can do. Just being pulled 20 different ways, and it's pretty hard, especially when my main goal is you guys. I want to make you guys safe with free content. But if you guys would like to support the channel, please become a patron. So look right. Whoa, where are you going? Oh, there it is.
pariu. Ah. Ai. Machucou, não vi mesmo.
So he did not look both ways, and it cracked his GoPro. If you notice, there's a crack across the screen. That's his GoPro got cracked, so that sucks. All right, check it out. Restarting. Oh, dang! For the $2 donation, thank you so much. And it shows the top donator right here, Delta Shade, right there. Boom! Thank you so much. And the most recent super chat is from Tech It Out, and the most recent YouTube member, Ron. You. So, you smash your, oh, that sucks. So what happens here is he's looking right, but he's not looking left. It's pretty simple. You can't find the hazard if you're not looking for it, and you can't make any type of evasive maneuver like braking if you're not looking for it. So we got him looking right. Last second, look left. This is why you look both ways, guys. Look both ways. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. And then there's that crack all the way across the GoPro.
Puta que pariu. Ah. Ai. Machucou, não vi mesmo.
Oh, watch out. Line of sight, line of sight, line of sight. Line of sight. There it is. There it is. Thanks for these great vids. I counsel my patients on the importance of safety here, but am often met with don't wear a helmet because the government can't tell me. What do I say to that? So so let's go ahead and jump into, we'll redo that video, but let's go ahead and jump into some questions, guys. So I'm going to answer this question because I've actually gotten a few of these questions, and it's pretty tough, and it's hard for us as, I mean, you're a doctor, so anybody in the medical field, it's pretty tough to convince like a patient to do something. And especially when it's like not necessarily pertinent to what's happening, like let's say in your office, let's say like they came in for like a cough and you're telling them to wear gear and stuff. So I mean, like for me with patients, I never really had a conversation about wearing gear, just kind of took care of the pertinent issue. But I have a lot of students that ask questions, and obviously YouTube subscribers and viewers that ask questions. And the main thing is all you can really do is kind of give them your own version of a war story, a horror story, especially if they're open to a story. I mean, unsolicited advice is, nobody likes that. So like whenever I talk about gear, I kind of phrase it into not necessarily, hey, this is what can happen to you, but hey, this is what happened to my buddy. This is what happened to somebody that I saw, and this is something that could have been easily prevented. And then I also equate it to, you know, do you have health insurance? Do you have all these other things? Insurance. So when you get to talking to somebody about gear, and it's like, you know, we have motorcycle insurance, we have health insurance, we have homeowners insurance, renters insurance, whatever type of insurance. But what is it that you have for your body that is an insurance outside of, you know, obviously the health insurance? Health insurance is just a portion of it, but how do we prevent a lot of the stuff to where we don't have to use up all of our health insurance? And that's really gear, personal protective equipment, all the gear all the time, whatever you want to say. That is our version of insurance. So I'll talk to them and I'll say, hey, you know what, this is what I've seen before, and this is why I wear gear myself, is that I've seen a few accidents before. I've seen the aftermath of people getting severely injured, fatalities, life-altering. It might not be a fatality, but it's literally life-altering where somebody else is going to take care of you. You have your family that will have to take care of you after a traumatic brain injury that leaves you like a vegetable, or making it to where you have no short-term memory, so that every single day is a new day and you're going to have to figure out something. Also amputees, also spinal issues. I mean, you can literally try to scare somebody into it. But then you can also talk about what you do, like what kind of gear you wear. It's like I wear a full face helmet because I don't want a rock in my face. I don't want bugs hitting me in the eye when I'm trying to ride, and then I crash because I can't see. Also, when it comes to the jacket, you know, it's like, well, I'm gonna wear a jacket anyways. I'm gonna wear something long sleeve anyways, you know, when I'm riding, because I don't want bugs and rocks to hit me. So might as well have protection, right? Might as well have protection in legs then, in same aspect. Shoes and gloves, it's kind of hard to convince somebody, but the main thing is the helmet. And the way I tell them is literally, I wear a full face helmet because I like my beard, and statistics show that 20 to 19%, 19% here, 20% here is where the impacts are. So I want to have the best bang for my buck. But it's really hard. You're gonna have to find that certain patient, because some people will ask you a question in terms of, what kind of gear should I get? And like, I want to get a half helmet because I can only afford that. Or you're going to get people, like you just said, the government says I don't have to have a helmet. Or you're going to get people like that have no clue, that have zero clue about gear and what you should wear. All they think is that you should wear a helmet. Maybe they have a helmet, but then they don't have gloves, pants, jacket, boots, or anything like that. You can actually walk them through all that stuff. The main thing is you can't force anybody to do things, and it's just really hard. I mean, I tell everybody in my class about the gear that we wear and why I wear it and why we should wear it, and I know 80% of them aren't going to do it, and there's going to be that 20% that will, and that's the 20% that you should be really focused on. Exactly. So what would you recommend your child wear? I mean, it's like, if you were going to have if you're going to have like your loved one, let's say your wife or husband, sitting on the back of your bike, would you not want them to have full gear? So then why aren't you wearing gear? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's one of those things. Same thing with trying to convince somebody to take classes. It's very hard to do. And I think you're starting to figure out that it's almost impossible. Yeah. A lot of red lights. Move over. Yep. Close call. Saw it, though. Oh, you're going to be an ass now. Are you going to hit that guy that was walking in the street? All right. So this is a typical situation like in downtown. We're doing all these different things. And the reason why I was saying a lot of red lights, because that is the indication. So like if we scroll back just a little bit here, so this right here, nothing really pops out other than the fact that I'm in his blind spot right now. So let's get out of his blind spot. So right here, nothing really pops out as a hazard. Nothing really, other than I'm starting to see some red lights. So this is what I want you guys to start doing, is when you're riding or driving or as a passenger in a car or whatever, I want you to start looking for things that are out of the ordinary. Things that are within the ordinary is right here is nobody with brake lights. Everyone's just moving. Okay, everyone's just moving. There's not a big deal. Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic, but nothing out of the ordinary. But once you start seeing a bunch of red lights, that is something that is not typically supposed to be happening unless there's obviously a stoplight, but that's a good clue that, hey, the stoplight or the traffic signals are stopping. So when there's no brake lights, that means the traffic signal is green. That means everybody's flowing. That means nobody's really doing anything crazy. Nobody's making a decision. When you start seeing brake lights, that's when people start making decisions, and that's when you're starting to have some issues. So when we have this right here, we have brake lights. Let me go ahead and mute this for you guys. So we got brake lights. And then I see all this traffic. It's a green light. Okay, I see all this traffic backed up. My lane is 100% open. It's flowing. Yes, there is a solid white line. I get that, but people don't care. And I think you guys understand that, because I see a lot in the comments, well, the car driver did this, you know, he shouldn't have done this, I don't care if the car driver should or shouldn't have done this. I care that I'm still on my bike and I'm getting on my way home and then I make it home. I am only concerned of these landmines, and if they're going to get in my lane, and a little white stripe that is solid is not going to stop most people. I think almost 99% of the people that drive don't care about this white line. Do not care. So do not assume that they're going to stay in their lane. So we're in lane position 3 right now. So this is lane position 3. Let's move over to the other side. Give ourselves a space cushion. So when I see this, and he's moving up and he's staying off into the right, and I see all these brake lights, I'm going to move over to the other side. See all this whole thing. This is the car that's going to pull out, but this whole time he is super close to these vehicles, doesn't give himself enough space cushion, and then it also doesn't give him a good line of sight. So if we go over here, did anybody see this vehicle until just now? This vehicle right here. Let's take a look at that. There's one vehicle here, a second vehicle, and then all I see is the van. So 1, 2, van, 1, 2, van, 1, 2, van. Oh, there's a third. Who knows? Maybe this third driver wanted to scoot over too. So you have terrible line of sight when it comes to being so close. Also, you're not giving yourself a space cushion. So that's 2 crash factors that could happen, or near miss factors. So what's happening here is that I would move over to this lane. And this is just a not custom. It's just a normal thing when you're riding. It's like, okay, I'm in this lane. I see all these vehicles backed up. I see all these lines. I have terrible line of sight. My gut reaction is, hey, there's a lot of brake lights. Maybe people are going to start making some type of maneuver. I'm just going to scoot over. And just the fact that I scooted over gives me more time, more space, more everything. So I have more time to make a decision if I absolutely have to. No problem, Liquid Metal 67. Thank you so much. So move over, move over. So he saw this happen. This vehicle had their turn signals on, merged, and he can't accelerate and merge. He has to move over, then move and accelerate. So the motorcycle rider has to apply the brakes. That's fine. This was kind of a close near miss type thing. I mean, this is a typical hazard that could happen if we started focusing on prior to this. Like, this is something that definitely could happen. So let's go ahead and focus on that, move over. But right here, this is relatively close because how the camera is functioning. It's very wide angle lens, so this vehicle is actually pretty close. So this is why the motorcycle rider felt like this was a close call and almost like dangerous, and this guy is almost killing him. So his reaction is to not chalk it up to experience and like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe how could I fix this? And then like maybe look on YouTube or Google or whatever, or maybe take a class to get an idea. Typically people don't do that. They just blame the other driver for making them have that, you know, adrenaline rush. And then he's going to hit the mirror. Very bad. See how he shook his head and all that stuff. Very bad ethics. No real morals when it comes to this. This guy that pulled out didn't mean to cause a close call, didn't mean anything. He just switched lanes. Didn't see the motorcycle rider because there's terrible line of sight, so he just didn't see him. But he made a decision. And then this is going to happen. So he smacks the mirror, breaks the mirror, whatever it is. Don't ever do that, guys. If you are the type of rider that does stuff like this, please unsubscribe and then come back when you've matured just a little bit. Okay, so right here, once again, move over so you have better line of sight, not only for you to see, but for the others to see. And one thing that I do talk about a lot when it comes to hazard perception and your skills and everything, you can have the best skills in the world, but if you can't see the hazard or you can't predict a hazard, you're going to have close calls or you're going to crash. So this was a close call. His skill to apply the brakes as quick as he did was very good. But he didn't see the hazard ahead of time, so he had to use his emergency skills that hopefully he's been practicing and was able to make it. But he got pissed, he got angry, and it really messed up with his behavior. If somebody is looking for these hazards, is moved over, anticipated that a car could quite possibly pull out and move over into my lane, if you saw that happening, you saw the car pulling out, you were prepared for it, and he did, your behavior, your thought process is, aha! I knew that was going to happen. Thankfully, I prepared. And then you're happy about the skills that you have. Instead, this motorcycle rider is happy that he has the braking skills, but he's pissed off that somebody made him use it. There's a slight difference there. One, you're going to have an enjoyable ride. Two, this one right here specifically, you're going to be pissed. Possibly ruin the rest of your ride, ruin the rest of your day, make you anxious, make you wary of drivers, make you pissed off at drivers, and then you never get better. So if it's like, oh, I found this driver wanting to pull out in front of me, I saw it happen, yes, I'm glad that my training kicked in. What else can I train on? What else can I learn so that I become a better rider? Just saying, guys. I do have aha moments all day. That's right. So I would have prepared for that. I would have saw that. So yeah, Blue Friend, yeah, a lot of people on these streams, like a lot of the chatters, a lot of people that are watching do have a lot of common sense, and I absolutely love my viewers and subscribers because you guys are here because you want to learn. You have the beginner mindset, you have the learning mindset, and you are not blaming other people. You guys are like, okay, this is what can happen, this is what we're doing. At the end of the day, you guys are adults. Like, that's why I like you guys. You guys are like mature adults. I know quite a few of immature adults, but you guys are mature adults. Love it. Oh! Turned off the fuel. So synchronized 365, would it be possible to have more videos where you analyze good driving, like the recent vid where the guy drove over that pole? Yeah, thing is, a lot of people aren't sending me those. They're sending me their crash videos. So guys, if you have any videos of a close call or anything where you did something good, like you're not getting pissed at the car because it's like, I'm going to have to comment on that and you're not going to like it. But if you did something good, like you did a swerve or you went over an obstacle or you applied emergency braking before a car, please let me know and I can use that footage to help other riders. I just haven't been getting very many. If you know videos that do those good things, point them in my direction, and then maybe I can get in contact with the video owner so I can post it. But yeah, I would love to. Today's video is doing very well. And that's telling me, hey, it's not only about crash videos, it's about the good stuff too. So I'm able to mix and match. So please, guys, send them my way. All right, here we go. So there's that rear tire sliding. You hear it? So let's go ahead and go back just a little bit. I'll replay it. So that's a low side. Higher rate of speed. He's pushing the bike down. It's a supermoto style riding, which is perfectly fine. These supermoto tires are super sticky. They're designed differently than regular tires, like street tires and all that stuff. These are pretty much like racing tires if you have the right ones. If you're riding supermoto and you're using supermoto skills and you got like some regular, just cruiser tire on it somehow, it's not going to do so well. Okay. So that right there, the rear tires got locked up. I'm unsure why he's applying that rear tire or rear brake. Not sure why. Maybe he's doing some type of trail braking with the rear. I don't know, but he locked it up. But this right here is going to be a low side. So he lost traction on that rear tire. Whether he accelerated, decelerated, which is braking. I don't think it was because of turning. But I think he might have just locked up that rear tire. Could have been some type of mechanical failure. Unsure of what this stuff is. But the main thing is that we're going to look at the type of the crash since we don't have the full analysis of, or the full video. Like I can't see what's happening in the back. But this is what a low side looks like. The rear tire slide out from underneath him and he's going to slide across the ground. Thankfully, he's got full gear. You can see he has track leathers. He's got a helmet. He's got gloves, all these things. But that's not going to help him when it comes to the guardrail. It can just a little bit. Let's say the impact. So if he hits his elbow, knees, shoulders, maybe his head and nothing fleshy, it could help protect him. But these things, man, if you guys low side into a guardrail, it's very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Oh. Let's go back. Have had any people tell you when your live streams come on makes them happy? Just a few, and I think you're one of them in the Discord. Guys, if you don't know what the Discord is, I'm not getting rid of the stream just yet, but this is the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free, and I'd love it if you guys would be here. It's over 18. We're about almost 1,900 members, guys. We're not leaving yet. I'm not leaving yet. Don't worry. Almost 1,900 members. Please join on up and have a lot of fun. Hey, look at Trenchy. There you go. So 1,850 plus members, guys. Join the Discord. I'm not leaving yet. Don't worry. We're going back. Boom, boom. There it is. I got to change this because we keep gaining so many YouTube members. This is awesome. So, guys, join on up, boyos. Love to have you guys there. Dirt Bike Lunatic, welcome, man. Is this one of your videos? Nice to have you here, dude. Oh, this is Road Rage. I use your videos all the time, though. Dirt Bike, how you doing, man? How you doing? Use your videos because you got good, what's the word? I'm trying to use a fancy word here. What is it? Collection? What's another word for a collection? You have a good collection of videos that I can go over and we can talk about these things. So at the end of the day, Dirt Bike Lunatic and all the other channels, you know, Moto Madness and all that stuff, you're helping out other riders by helping me. You know what I mean? Compilations, there you go. You're helping everybody else too. So thank you so much, Dirt Bike Lunatic. Everyone say or everyone go to Dirt Bike Lunatic and subscribe, because if you ever want to see the videos ahead of time, pretty much, I'm gonna be using some of his videos. I was thinking of something different than compilation. Yeah, that way you can do your own accident analysis. You can figure out your own stuff, especially if I'm not here to do a live stream with you guys. All right, so okay, so it's hard to see what exactly happened because these guys were around around the blind curve when this guy crashed. So here's the blind curve. But also, that could play into a huge role on why he did crash. He took this turn too fast. We have all the chevrons here indicating that this is going to be a sharp turn. We also have a blind turn right here. So we don't know exactly how far this turn goes. But the simple fact that we have a chevron here, a chevron here, a chevron here, and let's go back a little bit. Okay, so we have a chevron, 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 chevron. Probably another chevron around this blind turn. That means the turn keeps going. It keeps going that way. So that means the turn does not stop. So we can't go on the inside right here and do an early apex. We have to do a late apex. So that means before you go into your turn, is that right around here, right around that shadow is when I'm going to get closest to the inside. So the apex, all it is the closer you are to the inside. Excuse me. The other rider probably went way too early on the apex and it shot him to the outside because he was going too fast. So on these blind turns, and especially the ones that are very heavily chevroned, take these turns a little bit slower and then make your apex, the part where you get closest to the inside of the turn, a little bit later. That's going to allow you to make this turn a lot safer, especially since you're going super wide. You're able to see around. Quite possibly, there's another rider right here. He could have been trying to keeping up with a plethora. Oh man, reminds me of Three Amigos. A plethora. He's probably trying to keep up with his buddy over here, and that could be a bad thing. But I mean, who knows? These are all different crash factors. These are all different things that we're just picking apart while we're watching the stream. We don't know exactly what happened, but it's good to pick out and be really nitpicky, like really, really be nitpicky, because then you're starting to train your brain to look for these different hazards and these different reasons of why people crash. And if you can take away some of those things, let's go back to here. Let's say he's going too fast in a sharp turn and all these things. Okay, let's take away that going too fast. Let's make it to where we're not doing a sharp turn. We're doing a nice late apex turn. Perfect. We learned. Another thing is maybe he didn't see the chevrons. Maybe he doesn't know about how to take a turn like this on a blind turn. But we're starting to pick out, hey, this is a hazard. The blind turn's a hazard. Hey, this chevron right here is a good indication of what we can and can't do. You know, maybe we shouldn't take this too fast. That this is a sharp turn. You know, all these different things, your evaluation process is going to be moving. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. What's up, Matt Miller?
You have red light.
Wow. All right. So just like bicycling, walking, you can still practice your search, evaluate, execute. So this guy right here in the neon, he's got his helmet on. He's got all these different things. He's got some PPE, personal protective equipment here. And he's going to do his own search, evaluate, and execute and stuff. Just because you're on a motorcycle does not mean you can't apply it to car driving, bike riding, walking, running, doing anything. You can apply it to everything. Situational awareness never goes away. So when we're watching this and you see this guy move out forward, so this is the hazard. He was able to stop in his own version. He applied probably the front brake, put his left foot down.
You have red light.
Now, she's obviously not paying attention to her search, evaluate, execute, because then we also have a vehicle right here wanting to turn right into a parking space or whatever, and she just continues to ride. So she's oblivious. This is what you're going to run into as a car driver. Hey, Lee88! Thank you so much for the super chat. My videos save lives. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thank you, and I hope I get to save a life. Whether it's a life or save an injury so somebody doesn't get hurt, or push somebody in the right direction so they can get the proper training. That is what I'm here for. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So guys, if you super chat, become a YouTube member or a patron or anything like that, you do get a shout out during the stream. So please help support the channel by supporting the channel monetarily, because YouTube does not like it. I think Dirt Bike Lunatic can talk about that, is that YouTube does not like motorcycle crashes, and probably me saying that and watching this, it's going to get demonetized on this video. So anyways, she's not paying attention. We're going to have these types of riders be drivers. These are our drivers. They do not pay attention, then they blame him. They're going to probably blame this car. And there's nothing we can do to change this person's life and their style or lifestyle, all that stuff, their mindset, nothing. There's nothing we can do to change this. So all we can do is change ourselves to where we see these walking landmines. The entitlement for that.
Owen! What you doing? What you fucking doing? Hey!
Oh, that's dangerous.
Fucking camera, you fucking play. Use your fucking eyes. Use your fucking eyes, eh?
That was dangerous getting behind the other vehicle. All right, so we have a vehicle wanting to pull out. Kind of blends in with the ground, right? So it's kind of hard sometimes for ourselves to even see the hazards until they're right in front of us. So about right here, he's going to apply the brakes. But right here is when you start to figure out, oh, this guy's not going to stop. He's going to continue on, is because his tires and the way the nose of the car is pointed. Typically, if they're going to go straight, the nose and everything's going to be pointed straight. You're welcome, Blue Friend. Awesome. Been riding 35 years and in several accidents, which you really learn from. So this stuff is all common sense, but it's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, you've been riding. I'm not going to point you out or anything like that, but simply biking, you've been riding 35 years, and it's common sense for you because you have 35 years of experience. You've been through some accidents. You've actually seen some stuff. I've seen some stuff, and this is why I think I'm able to do a pretty good hazard perceptions, because of my training with the fire service. And, you know, having to point out, you know, different building constructions, you know, what type of fire stage this is in, you know, is the fire in the, you know, the alligator skin on the wood, like all these different things. I start to pointing out all these different things in my training, so I apply it to motorcycling. And with your common sense at 35 years riding, remember, there's a lot of people that don't even ride yet or haven't ridden yet, and they don't have that common sense that is built up with experience. So I'm really trying to help out. But yeah, it's exactly it. You could either have 35 years experience, guys, and see all these things, know all these things, or you can watch the videos that I'm putting out, and quite possibly all like Dirt Bike Lunatic, Moto Madness, all of them, when they put out, and then you can watch their stuff and do your own hazard perception. This is beautiful how we have this type of footage to watch and practice ourselves without having to go out ride and then get ourselves into a nasty situation. So this is awesome. This is really cool.
Owen! What you doing? What you fucking doing? Hey!
So when I was saying that this is a bad spot to be in, and I think you're going to figure that out simply biking, is that this guy is going to probably, there's a good chance or even a slight chance that he could back up, and then what? You're not going to be able to move out of the way. So I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where you've kind of been like, oh man, I'm kind of stuck now. I'm stuck. I can't back up that quick just in case something happens. Shoot. I was born in 87, so I wouldn't be able to do that. Hey, welcome, Bailtron, to the Discord, man. I see when you guys join the Discord, so thank you. Michael, leave the text up a little bit longer, about 1-2 seconds per line. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, man. Sometimes I feel like I put it in too long, but I'm a quick reader, so I didn't even think about that. I'll do that, man. Ed Whalen, MSF starts in 2 days. Is it bad that I'm actually excited for it? No. You're great. I'm glad you're excited for it. Just remember to have fun, and then go in there with a learner's mind. Don't go in there like, hey, I know everything because I watch YouTube videos. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm just here to help you on like the test and kind of get you prepared. The more times you hear something like tight turn from a stop, outside, put weight on the outside peg, make sure you turn your head, turn the handlebars. That's what you're going to hear in the class. Hopefully I'm able to prepare you for that. You know what I mean? All right, I'm good with this.
Come on then, Ray. I'm in my lane. Yeah? I'm in my...
I don't care about that. It's just a road rage thing. Off-road. I think a lot of us are on-road, so we're going to go ahead and skip this. Guys, if you ever want to learn how to ride with less traction and kind of get the feel for no traction on your bike, highly recommend going off-road on a dirt bike. You're going to learn everything about tire traction when you go out riding off-road. That's typical. Slow down. Slow. What are you doing?
Oye, usa tus espejos, casi me pegas ahorita, yo estaba en este carril.
Ah, no estoy bien, discúlpame.
Iba justo en medio, entonces
Perdóname.
usa espejos.
Un error mío seguramente, pero no, ni siquiera te vi.
Sí, está bien.
Ahorita
No,
pensé que ibas a decirte una llanta o de algo
no,
así.
no.
Te agradezco,
If you're going to talk to somebody like in a car that's going to do something, that's exactly how you want to do it. Personally, I wouldn't talk to anybody, but do not hit mirrors. That was extremely polite, and kudos to this guy. All right, so we're going to go back to what happened. This is something that you're going to see all the time. You're going to see it all the time. You're going to have cars that are quite possibly going to be going into you. Yeah, no problem, Ed Whalen. I know what you meant. So he's got his brake lights. This guy doesn't have his brake lights up ahead. He's braking for a reason. He's making a decision whether to stop in his lane or move over into your lane. We're starting to go into his blind spot. This is the blind spot now. So he should be checking his mirrors, but quite possibly he can't see you because you're in his blind spot. So this is where we start to think to ourselves, okay, if we're in people's blind spots, they're definitely not going to see him or see you because you're in a blind spot. So since you're in his blind spot, you actually have some type of a gap here. So if we look at it from a top-down view, this rider, if he stays in his spot in relation to the car over here, this car can merge and not hit this rider. So we need to start thinking of ourselves in like a Frogger sense. Might be too old for some people, but Frogger, to where we can start moving around. Okay, so if this person moves, we know we're safe. It's kind of like in the staggered formation where if they swerve to the left, I'm still safe because we're staggered and I'm back about a second. So this is about a 1 second, maybe half a second lead time. And if a car is starting to turn like this, you see how the car is not perfectly parallel with the lines. That means he's moving. So about right here, apply the brakes. Okay, this is definitely going to be in your lane, and he's going to commit to it because he's got a vehicle right here. This is how quick your brain will have to function when you're riding, and you'll get better and better and better with experience. But right here, when he's starting to move over, apply the brakes, let him get in, increase that space cushion so that the car's in front of you. End of story. That's done. Heck yeah, Frogger reference.
Oye, usa tus espejos, casi me pegas ahorita, yo estaba en este carril.
Ah, no te vi, discúlpame.
Iba justo en medio, entonces
Perdóname.
usa espejos.
Un error mío seguramente, pero no, ni siquiera te vi.
Sí, está bien.
Ahorita
No,
pensé que ibas a decirte una llanta o de algo
no,
así.
no.
Te agradezco, ¿eh?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh! Alright, I'm gonna have to mute that. Okay. Sorry, I had to mute that because of music. Alright, so this is gonna be the rider. Can't tell if those are like bald tires or he's got racing slicks on. He's got a full racing suit though. But those look, I don't see any tread whatsoever on these tires. So just like braking, everybody, so just like when you apply the brakes, you do not want to apply it all at once. You don't want to go from 0 to 100% all at once with your brakes. So braking is deceleration. So when you apply the throttle and you go from 0 to 100%, it's just as bad as 0 to 100% with your brakes, because that's deceleration. So when you accelerate, so acceleration, okay, I want you guys to understand these terms: acceleration, deceleration, turning. So he's accelerating. He's going from 0 to 100% acceleration. The tires don't have that mechanical grip yet. Yeah, there's weight on the tire. That's fine. But it's not going to have the most mechanical grip, especially if you have worn tires. I actually see some tread on the tires now. The middle of the tires look a little bit worn out. So when you go from 0 to 100%, you're not going to have the mechanical traction. It's going to slip out from underneath you. And this is what happens when it slips out from underneath you. Just like when you apply the brakes 0 to 100%, it's going to not be able to grab all that traction and all that stuff that it needs to stop, and it's going to slip out from underneath you. So right here, don't go 0 to 100%. Go 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and that's probably all you're going to need, 50%. But don't go from 0 to 50% right away. Go do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You can do it fast. You can do that fast. But if you do, let me go over here. If you go from 0 to 50, this is 0 to 50. That's 0 to 50. If you do 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that you can do. Don't go boom. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay? 40, 30, 20, 10. 0. Don't go boom. Don't go boom. Don't go boom. Don't go boom. Don't grab. Don't jerky movements, guys. Jerky movements will cause you to crash. You have to load it up. Load the tire with some weight. Load the tire with some traction. Then you can go. Was this filmed with a potato? Somebody's gonna crash into him. There it is. Nope. I thought that was it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I'm kind of tired of that whole, in this moment, he knew. It's just... Oh! Tank slapper. So he had a tank slapper. It didn't look very like in your face. So he's gonna get a tank slapper here, and what that is it's basically he's going too fast. The suspension's not working as well. Quite possibly his tires are past its speed limit, so then he's starting to have some type of degloving when it comes to the tread and the tire. So he's gonna start having some issues. Maybe the tires are too hot. Anyways, all these different factors that can play into a speed wobble. The main one that we're seeing here, the biggest contributing factor to this, is his speed. He's going way too fast. If we're going that fast, we need to wear full gear. We need to do it on a track. This guy doesn't even have gloves on. That quick jerky movement, that is the tank slapper. So what's happening is that his handlebars are rotating super quick. And if your handlebars are rotating super quick, guess what your front tire is doing? It's doing this too. So you're going to have some issues with that. So at the end of the day, guys, please, please, please don't go this fast unless you're at a track and you have the appropriate tires that are speed rated for that speed. You'd be surprised, guys. A lot of tires aren't rated for past 100 miles an hour. And I know a lot of sport bike riders are going like 120, 140 for funsies on the interstate. And I don't think they've checked their tire ratings. I think their tires are probably rated to 100, 120 miles an hour, and they're going 140. So, I mean, you're going outside your limit on your tires. And what that means is that your tires could literally shred apart because of the speed. Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Ron G, welcome to the Discord, bro. At least he apologized. So the anger that came out of the motorcyclist, that's typical. That's sometimes I get that, but I just don't vocalize it. I just don't vocalize it myself, but then you see how it de-escalated because the person said sorry. Imagine if the other person didn't apologize and they said F you to the rider or whatever. Now it's escalated even more. So this is why I choose to keep my mouth shut. When I'm on a 500-pound bike, I weigh 170. I have some gear on, but they have like a 2,000 to 3,000 pound car with full protection. They don't need gear. They have airbags, seatbelts, all that stuff. So if they choose to hit me, I have nothing at all to protect myself, really. So we have the driver pulling out here, and kind of to go back to what I said is that if you see the hazard beforehand, it's not going to be a surprise, and it's not going to give you that adrenaline dump to where you get angry, and then it just kind of spirals out of control after that.
What are you doing?
Yeah. We'll go ahead and skip that. All right. You guys ready, guys? Guys, if you'd like to help support the channel, guys, like I said, Patreon is a wonderful way of doing it. The super chats, I want to say thank you once again to Delta Shade. I got all the super chats. C Lee 88, Tech It Out. Thank you so much. And then we actually got some YouTube members, or we got a YouTube member, AA Ron. So thank you so much. But we haven't got a patron yet. We haven't got a patron today. At least on the stream. So let's see if we can get back to 500 patrons, guys. I'm waiting for that freaking van, man. I'm waiting for that van to come out. But who knows? When it comes out, it's probably a blessing in disguise because I'll be able to outfit it the way I want to. That way I can let some stuff come on in. I'm super excited about it. But let's get to 500 patrons. Once again, click that link, guys. Click that link. Join up on Patreon. It really, really helps. That's only $2 a month. You're going to get a bunch of cool stuff, too. Oh!
Me, man!
That was close.
You fuck!
Just leave it. Just leave it, man. Alright. So that was a pretty scary situation. So this rider, let me see what I'm trying. Here's the thing, guys. I'm trying to figure out why. You know, why this happened. You know what I mean? I'm not giving excuses for the car driver. I'm not giving excuses for the motorcycle rider. I'm trying to figure out why. That way I can use that information, like I say in my videos, so that I can prevent an accident for myself. So why did this driver not see him? And the furthest back I can go is this. And then I start using my own ideas. Like, why, like if I was that car driver, why did I not see this motorcycle rider? And the only thing I could really think about is how I kind of do things when it comes to when I'm going to get into traffic or cross traffic and stuff. Moose, hey, welcome, man. What I do is, as a car driver, is I'm looking left, okay? So I'm going to look left, and because I'm going to go cross traffic, right? I'm looking left, okay, I see 1, 2, 3 cars. Okay, it's a Jeep at the end. Okay, after that Jeep, I can go. Then I'm going to look over here to my right and be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, after that white van, I'm going to go. So it looks like that white van and that Jeep are going to cross paths. It's going to be open for me. Cool. So I'm looking. Boom, boom, boom. White Jeep's passing. It passed. I can already tell that the other guy passed, and I'm going to start going. But for me personally, I look left, look right, look left, all that. I keep doing all that stuff. So my thought process is that this car driver was looking to the right for oncoming traffic, saw that there's an open spot after this car, and then said to themselves, hey, after this bus goes, it's clear for me on that side too. So that's what I'm thinking the car driver's doing. So as a motorcycle rider, I have that assumption that a car driver's possibly not going to see me and could come out. So he probably thought, okay, after this car right here and after that bus, it's clear for me to go. Didn't see the motorcycle rider, not a big deal. But now it's our job as motorcycle riders to mitigate that hazard. So he went really wide, which is going to be a typical thing for him that he's going to want to do for this turn. It's perfectly fine. He's going to have to go wide because this guy's way out in here. But then he starts to come out. So in this situation, this is actually really close because of the camera and everything situated. In this situation, accelerate as best you can. Maybe go straight instead of trying to make the turn now, and then come back around if you absolutely have to, okay? Also, if you guys are going to be super concerned about other car drivers and what they're doing, how they're doing, you know, why are they're so close to hit me, all these different things, then make sure you guys wear gear, okay? You cannot give 100% of your trust, 100% of all your stuff to the other rider or to the driver when you yourself is not taking care of yourself. Hopefully that made sense.
Me, man! You fuck!
It was close. It was a close call. So the whole, I read his mind, it was blank. He had his blinker on. There it is. So the phone is kind of blocking it a little bit. Phone's kind of blocking it a little bit. He's going to merge over because of this big guy right here, this truck. He doesn't want to be behind the truck. He wants to get into a lane that's a little bit faster. It's a little bit open. He can see around it. I personally like getting lanes that I could see better. Not necessarily lanes that are faster. I choose lanes based on visibility. Yeah, it's red. It's weird. But this light over here is not on. So if anything, that's going to be the turn signal. I think the brake light goes underneath it and goes across. Let's see. Yeah, so whenever I'm riding and I see this vehicle is moving faster than this vehicle, so he does want to move over to a lane that is moving faster, but we have this huge gap right here. There's this huge gap, and I always assume that the car driver is going to want to merge into a gap. If there's an opening, path of least resistance, they're going to do it. So about right here, we're starting to get closer and closer into his blind spot. So what you can do is either you're going to go or you don't. So if you don't go, make sure you stay behind this vehicle. Okay, so I would stay about right here. This is about as far as I will go. And this right here is where I'll stay until I make a decision to go. So it's not necessarily, hey, I'm just traveling and the dude's going slower, so I somehow passed him. No, when you are passing every single vehicle Okay, you need to make a decision. Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And right now, if I chose no, this is about the distance I would pick. This is about the distance I would pick. And then I'd let him make the decision if he wants to move left or right, left or right, left or right. If it comes down to where he's just sitting in that lane and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pass him, then I make that choice of go, and then I accelerate. I get out of there. So yes, see, here's the brake lights. So there's the brake lights. So you see that and that. It's kind of weird how when he wanted to he was indicating it was red. I agree with you on that. But you can see the difference. It's red here, but then it's not red there. Now it's red on both sides. So now it's red on both sides. But yeah, at this situation, after this whole incident happened, I will choose to go, because look how much of a gap now there is. And this guy still wants to go. This guy still wants to get in your lane. So either you let him in or you go, and that's the end of the story. Do not protect your lane just to be like an asshole and not let people in. Just go or don't go. Hey, John Wilson, welcome to the DDFM First Responder. That's a little bit new. Oh yeah, so DDFM First Responder is the $199, and then DDFM Crew is $499. So there's 2 different tiers for you guys if you want to be YouTube members. So thank you, John Wilson. You got a mustache now. Make sure you check out all your emojis. Guys, if you become there it is. When you become a YouTube member, you get a ton of emojis, because we're so popular now. We got all these emojis. So guys, become a YouTube member. You get all the emojis, and you get a mustache, green name, all that stuff. Or become a patron. You also get a ton of cool perks on Patreon too. This right here, I'm going to tell you right now, this is giving me a little bit of anxiety. And here's why. Just looking at the screen, okay? Just looking at the screen, we're going to start pointing out some of the stuff that could quite possibly be a hazard, okay? And I'm not talking just outside hazards. We're talking inside hazards too. So right now, he's got gloves. Looks like he's got a jacket. So far, the personal protective equipment is there. Good, good, good. But what I see right here is we have a vehicle wanting to merge in. He's actually inside the roadway now. We have a big truck right here that could possibly not stop in time. So a lot of the things that trucks do and they can't stop in time is they swerve. And he could quite possibly swerve into my lane because he does have some type of a gap. So he can apply the brakes and then swerve into my lane. And I'm too close. I'm in his blind spot. I can get hit. Also, this guy can apply the brakes, and if I had to, I'd have to do some type of evasive maneuver, because at 37 miles an hour, I'm not going to be able to stop in time, so I'm going to have to either lane filter to the left or to the right. To the right would be the worst situation, or the worst out of the two, because to the right we have a big truck that takes up most of their lane, but we have an SUV and a car here, so swerving to the left might be a better option. I could do a full-on swerve and get out of this lane and into the far left lane, but we have traffic stopped up here on the far left lane, so it's not going to do me any good. So right now, the only escape path I possibly have is to slow down if I can and stop, so deceleration, or swerve to the left. So that right there is kind of what I look for when I'm riding. I'm looking for all those different things, and then I make a decision. So like if I had a snapshot in my head, this is my search, evaluate, possibly execute, but things keep moving. So we're going to go ahead and move into this part. So now we move into this. So now we have a whole new situation to where this guy could easily move over. You can even see it in his tire where it's on the line. His tire's on the line. So maybe he's going to go into my lane. So once I see that, that's what's out of the ordinary, because typically cars stay within their lane. So why is this guy not in his lane? Why is it on the line? That right there is that out of the ordinary, out of the thing. Like it grabs my attention, and it's not only going to just grab my attention and be like, okay, that's interesting. It's going to grab my attention and be like, okay, that's interesting. Now I have to figure out a way to get out of his way, because he's quite possibly going to be moving my lane. Where's my next step? Where's my next step? Where's my next step? That is what I'm looking at. That is what I'm doing. Honking the horn is not part of my step process, guys. Honking my horn is not part of what I do. I choose not to. I choose to do some type of evasive maneuver, because my horn, all that's doing is indicating to this guy, hey, you're in my lane. What happens if he doesn't care? What happens if he doesn't hear me? What happens if he's not paying attention? I just put the next step. So the ball went in my court when he moved over to that lane. I chose to shoot with a freaking horn. Why? The ball's in my court right now. Why am I going to give him the ball back? No, ball's in my court. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to get out of here. So I'm going to go to this left lane. You also see that there's going to be a car right here, though, in your mirror. So this is where having that 360 spatial awareness is very important. This is where checking your blind spots, doing a head check, checking your mirrors every so often, head on a swivel. That way you know without any doubt that if something like this happens, you can swerve over to the left. So in this situation, since there is a car that's going to hamper his escape path, not in the blind spot though, because you can see it in the mirrors. So that means the vehicle is further enough back to where you can do some type of evasive maneuver. But what I would do in this situation is I would move over as far as I possibly can to the left and then apply the brakes. We're only going 25 now. He's reaching for his brakes right now. Apply the brakes, let him in if I possibly can. If I have to, I'll share the lane with this white car that's off to the side. Dirty D's, dude, I saw your, that's awesome, man. Thank you for the donation. I saw your Instagram post, so you got something for the world record thing, dude. That's pretty awesome, man. I like that. I like that a lot. See you later, Robert. We're actually going to be ending pretty soon, guys. This is going to be the last crash video. If you'd like to support the channel, do what Dirty D's did in Super Chat or become a patron. But here's the thing, guys. I would really love it. I think out of those three, out of the Super Chat, the Patreon, I would rather you guys become a Discord member. Join up on Discord. There's the link. We have 1,800 plus people. In fact, let's go ahead and see what it looks like when you click that join button. 1,890 members. See this right here? Discord partner. Only a few people get this. Only a few people get this. 370 people are online right now. 1,890. That's awesome. Join up, guys. Join up. Are we watching like the end of the video? What's going on? Welcome, Rotrika, to the Discord. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's not a motorcycle crash. Okay, so this wasn't a motorcycle crash. He just kind of witnessed some of that stuff. All right, so sorry about that. The last video of the day, not very fun. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Robert, I see 48. I see 48 on my screen. On the video with quads, you said that the guy with the quad was at fault. Please explain. I viewed many times and still see the biker hit the quad from behind on the left side. If I said the quad rider was at fault, it should have been clarified a little bit more that they're both at fault. It's mainly the motorcycle rider's fault because I put a lot of training on. I put a lot of emphasis on the motorcycle rider. He should have had the training. Should not have done what he did. He accelerated, went into the quad rider. But the quad, here's the thing. There was no formation whatsoever. And people are saying the quad rider was indicating he was turning left. Never did a head check, never did any of that stuff. The thing is, when you're part of a group, it's your responsibility for the person in front of you and behind you. If you apply the brakes super hard without any indication, or if you make lane changes without any indication and part of a group ride, there's a good chance you're going to hit somebody. There's a good chance that something's going to happen. So when I say the quad rider is partially at fault, or I think probably in the video I said he was at fault, is that he just switched lanes. If you're part of a group ride, stay in your lane. Stay in your spot. There's no reason to move, especially on a quad like that. Yeah, there was no set anything. So at the end of the day, everybody is at fault for this. The event organizer, all these different things. You know, who's going to take responsibility for this? And really, at the end of the day, the motorcycle rider should take responsibility for his own actions. But at the same time, that quad rider didn't help. He applied a crash factor to it. He was part of the collision, and then he took off. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I probably should have explained a little bit more, but I was mainly focused on the medical side of that video. Yeah, the gaggle. I wonder if any of you guys caught the gaggle comment. Welcome, Jesse Dupre and Louis Drums to the Discord. So, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. Join the Discord, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Thank you guys for the wonderful live stream. I'm going to go hang out with the family. New video up tomorrow. Thank you all for the support. Dirty D's, Delta Shade, John Wilson. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, C Lee 88 for the super chat. Tech It Out for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. AA Ron. You guys have a great night. Thank you for the wonderful stream. Wendigo just joined. Yeah.